For me, since I got to Ukraine, I haven't experienced any form of racism until the war started. When the war started on the way, it was crazy because when the war started on the 24th, on the 25th, I went to a supermarket to like buy groceries and food stuff, and I wasn't allowed inside the supermarket.
We entered the train, we were 7 in numbers. Oh man, it was hell, man. And the next thing the guy did, he pointed his gun at us. If we don't jump out of the train, he's going to fire. So we had to come out of the train. When they pushed us out of the train, these policemen now entered the train. They picked out all the black people out of the train.
It was one of the reasons I left with some other friends to come to Germany because I thought it was better. On getting to Germany, I was actually surprised that it was the same too. They prioritized the Ukrainians and us, we are left behind.
Wir sind ein Notfallruf gewesen, der in Aktion gestartet ist durch die vielen medialen Berichte, wo schwarze Menschen und POC an den ukrainischen Grenzen misshandelt wurden und gedemütigt wurden und ganz oft die Mitnahme in Transportmittel verweigert wurden.
My name is Kelvin Arinze, originally from Sierra Leone, and I was in Kyiv before the 24th of February when the war started. I was studying a master's course in computer engineering.
My name is Wesley Griffin. I am a refugee from Ukraine, nationalized in Nigeria. I've been living in Ukraine for the past 4 years. We had to pack our bags, baggages. We left our houses. And then a Ukrainian woman came and she said, this train is meant for Ukrainians, not for Africans. We should find a way to flee the war or we should stay if we want to stay. She jumped out of the train and she came back with some military men, let me say they are policemen. Policemen said we should all come out of the train. Please, calm down, we're all trying to flee. We are all trying to escape from the war.
We were separated from the Ukrainians, from the native Ukrainians, we were separated. We had a separate line and the Ukrainians had a separate line. And we can see visibly that the Ukrainians are getting into Poland easily. When I came to Germany, I first went to Stuttgart. At the train station, I didn't see anybody welcoming people from Ukraine. I didn't see anything. Then I left to Hanover, the same thing. And I was like, okay, I'll go back to Berlin. I saw people there. When I get to Berlin, I saw a black organization on the Tubman Network.
Ich weiß, dass ganz oft Leute die Vorstellung haben, dass hier nur weiße Cis-Frauen mit ihren Kindern ankommen und die brauchen Hilfe, aber die Realität sieht ganz anders aus. Es kommen sehr viele verschiedene Personengruppen an und im Schnitt haben wir mittlerweile über 1600 Leuten geholfen, sich in Berlin zu orientieren, anzukommen, Unterstützung zu bekommen und täglich haben wir die Situation, dass wir uns um mindestens 200 Leute immer kümmern.
Sometimes you see some people, they will come like 4 kilometers just to eat here. 4 kilometers just to eat in the morning. Then you go back to your house. And you have to come back that same day again. Because that's the place you get free food to eat.
We've spent our money in Ukraine and this money we can't take it back. So we are just living a war zone, and if you want to continue your studies, you can't expect us to like show a proof of 10,000 euros as other international students coming from their home countries, you understand?
Momentan ist es so, dass die Leute 10.380 € auf dem Bankkonto haben müssen, wenn sie verschiedene Visa beantragen möchten und auch wenn sie studieren möchten. Für die meisten Leute auch nicht machbar, auch nicht realistisch, was natürlich aber auch systemisch gewollt ist vom Staat, dass das viele Leute nicht erfüllen kann, sondern nur die Privilegiertesten der Privilegierten, die kommen aber in der Regel auch nicht zu uns.
So there's one thing I would really love to say, that they should see us from a different angle. Because right now, as I'm talking to you, some of us already traumatized.
Also da müssen umfassende Gesetze geschafft werden, dass alle Personen, auch DrittstaatlerInnen, eine Perspektive in Deutschland haben und auch spezifisch in Berlin. Ab dem 31. August ist es unklar, wie dann die rechtliche Situation aussieht. Und dann haben wir leider ein großes Problem, weil die meisten Leute, mit denen wir zusammenarbeiten, DrittstaatlerInnen sind und bei denen die rechtliche Lage, also Bleibeperspektiven in Deutschland nicht sehr gut aussehen.